You might call this a case of suddenly nothing happened. Nearly a year after the controversial statue of Edward Cornwallis was taken down in Halifax, the committee that was tasked with figuring out what to do with it hasn't accomplished very much yet. They did meet once, briefly, last fall, and so far it's slow going. CTV's Bruce Frisco tonight with why this process, like the statue itself, is at a standstill.
The holidays still seem to be in full swing in Edward Cornwallis Park in the south end of Halifax, although there's little sign of the man for whom the park is named. It was this time last year the controversial statue of the city's founder was unceremoniously removed by city crews. It happened to the cheers of demonstrators who threatened to pull it down themselves. These days, the old statue lies in a wooden crate in a public works yard, awaiting its fate. But the Cornwallis name lives on elsewhere in the city. Cornwallis Street is right where it always was, although a name change seems inevitable. That's because everything Cornwallis is supposed to be up for debate.
And we know that there'll be some difficult conversations, but we're all in this together.
It was back in the summer. The city unveiled a 10-member committee to study how best to commemorate Cornwallis in an age where some of his decisions and policies are being viewed in a new light. Trouble is, the committee hasn't done much since then.
They had one quick 5-minute meeting in this room with a big catered lunch right here. It lasted 5 minutes long.
One city councillor who fought to keep the statue says even he can't get a straight answer about when the group will meet again.
I can now go to Halifax Water Commission meetings, I can go to Bridge Commission meetings, I can go to Police Commission meetings, but I can't find out when the Cornwallis Committee meets.
In an email to CTV News, co-chair MacDonald acknowledges there isn't much to report right now, but says plans are in the works for the next meeting slated for sometime this month.
I think it's kind of early to make any kind of statement.
Mi'kmaq historian Daniel Paul, who sits on the committee, admits he hasn't heard anything either, but insists the work is important. A young man approached him about it on the weekend.
For the life of him, he can't understand why it's taken so long to do what's right, remove the statue, rename the park and the street, and confine Cornwallis to the history books.
So the Cornwallis name remains intact in the city he founded for the time being. For now, it's only safe to say history, or the committee tasked with studying it, is taking a hiatus, at least for the holidays. Bruce Frisco, CTV News, Halifax.